Hello and welcome back to Supraliminal Games. Today we're going to be doing a little bit more arena before they do the system wipe. As you should know if you're playing, in case you aren't aware, they're going to be resetting all of the system back to square one because they're going to be taking out the first two blocks chronologically, so the Aether Revolt, Kaladesh, Amonkhet, and Hour of Devastation. They're going to be putting in the Guilds of Ravnica, the Return to Ravnica. So in order to do that, they have to take away what everybody has and then start fresh. So I'm going to go ahead and, while I still have gems to my name, going to go ahead and do a competitive draft. This will be my first time doing a competitive draft, and I've decided that I'm going to do one with stipulations. So for Dominaria, there's a couple different tribes that you can really get into. There's knights. There are a lot of sapperling / fungus synergies that you can get into. Or you could just try to go all rats. So based on the first pack, I'm going to pick a lane and try to stick to it. And once I'm decently enough into a tribal lane, I'm going to pick every card that is in that tribe, or at least in the colors that that tribe is. So if I get wizards, I'll go right into wizards. For blue-red, there might be a couple that won't have a tribe, so I might not fall into one immediately. If I don't, then this may end up just being a normal draft. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I have just enough gems to get me started. If I do end up doing pretty well, maybe I'll be able to do another video before they reset it. Looks like I'll have to get to 3 wins in order to have enough to do a second one. So let's see what we can do. Go ahead and pay the gems. I'll confirm this purchase. Alright, so let's change the layout a little bit. So at first glance, there's not really any huge synergies leaping out, but there are a couple of different fungus, and a couple of these are pretty good. So if I did get into the green-black fungus tribe, I wouldn't be too upset about that. I would hope, obviously, for a Slimefoot or at least a decent number of payoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and get into fungus / thalids, or the sapperlings. So what I'm going to do, of these 2 that are here, both are pretty good. Obviously this one, you can sacrifice anything to make it better. But I'm going to go ahead and pick the lower drop and just see where we go from there. Alright, so then here are 2 more. Another omnivore or a sap herd. I'm going to be passing up a decent wizard, but I'm not in blue-red wizards as of right now. Rona's a pretty good card. Board the Weatherlight is not, so I'm not really too upset about that. The only thing I'm going to be giving up in color is Vicious Offering, but hopefully one of these comes around where I don't have the stipulation of having to pick a fungus or sapperling producer. Okay, so there are no fungus in this pack, so I can go ahead and pick anything that goes in the deck. This is an elf card, not really what I'm looking for. It might come up later, but oh wait, there is a sapperling migration. So I'm going to go for that because it makes sapperlings, and it's actually a really good card late game because then you could just get 4 1/1s for 6 mana. Okay, this time I do mean it. There are no cards that would go in the deck. Had I seen Adley's first pack, I probably would have gone right into blue-red wizards, but that's not the way this ended up. So, for this pack, Dark Bargain is a decent draw spell, but Caligo Skin Witch, with that kicker mid to late game, if they're holding on to one or two more big threats, it's a really great way of getting rid of those. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Alright, this is where it starts to get a little rough. Divest is not a good card. It is competitive, so I may be able to sideboard this in. Or I could just go ahead and pick, maybe not my finisher, but a big enough creature that could be good enough to win the game if I am able to remove some of their smaller threats. Alright, Windgrace Acolyte is a 3/2 flyer that can also get there. I do also gain a little bit of life, so that wouldn't be the worst. Grow from the Ashes if I'm looking to ramp up, but it's not really where this deck is going. I think, and then Sparring Construct is a perfectly serviceable 1/1, but not really what I'm looking to do. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the flying creature here. Okay, Feral Abomination, that's a hard word to say. He might be good enough to get in. He's very similar to the Partick Wanderer, but the extra hindrance of having to pay a black and not just all colorless or generic mana does allow for the Death Touch, so it does give it a little bit more flexibility. Gaia's Protector, must be blocked if able. He's good for a turn, but then you're basically hoping that, he's being blocked by something bigger than him, but chances are he's going to get blocked by a 2/2, and it's not really going to do much. I'm going to go ahead and take the 6-drop again. So that probably will mean I won't be keeping in the Partick Wanderer when it comes time to make cuts. Croson Druid, another fine card. If I get him later in the game, he can stabilize me enough to where I can survive to try to draw one of my other threats. Alright, so I've already got enough 6-drops, so I don't think I'm going to go for the Primordial Worm. Chainer's Torment, not really what I'm looking to do. I think I'm just going to go for Llanowar Scout. So I did sneak a little bit into Elves, but that's okay. Alright, so Corrosive Ooze is a bear with upside. Llanowar Envoy is a good fixing, or not good fixing, it's fixing if I desperately need it, but I'm going to go with Pierce the Sky for the sideboard. And here I'm going to go for the Gift of Growth in case I do end up with some sort of splashable card, and we'll see what happens. Don't really need any of these, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the Cabal Knight and throw them on the sideboard. Same for these two picks. So let's pick the creature. And last pick. Okay, so another card I would have easily picked first is Rat Colony, but thankfully I didn't get it early because there were none at all for the rest of the time. There is a fungus here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the Thallid Soothsayer. There's another one that's a tongue twister. Any other cards that I would be giving up for this in favor of that, if it weren't Stipulation, is not really any in my colors, so I'm perfectly happy with this pick. Okay, so there's a few different options here. Another chance at an Omnivore, Sapling Migration. But I'm going to go ahead and get this Fungal Infection because I am running a little light on removal at the moment. And this is removal, and it still has the Saproling Stipulation that I'm looking for. Okay, so Fungal Plots is the next card that has the Saproling abilities to create and then use the Saproling's Late game, this can actually be a pretty good stop from me dying, because it can create chump blockers and sacrifice them to draw cards to maybe get out of any situations mid to late game. Stuff I'm giving up, again, not much. I probably would get Adventurous Impulse or maybe the Armament, but I'm going to go ahead and get the Fungal Plats. Alright. Guy's Blessing, not really a thing I would be looking to do. Same for the Protector. We've already gone over Chainer's Torment. So I already have a Gift of Growth. Probably won't need another one, but got an Omnivore here that goes right in. Okay, so there's another Soothsayer. Again, I am having to give up a Vicious Offering, but thus is the life. Okay, so there is a second rat colony that's going around. I'm going to go ahead and grab this Deathbloom Thallid number 2. It's actually, again, a card I'd pick most times anyway. Alright, no Saproling cards here, which is fine. So I could grab this for the sideboard. A lot going on with it, but I think I'm going to go with the Memorial instead, because that gives me a little bit more staying power for later in the game. Okay, so the Armament is probably the way to go, because as of right now I have one other way of handling with a flyer on the sideboard, and I think a second way might be the way to go. Alright, there's that first rat colony that we saw. This pack doesn't really offer me too much for what I'm looking for. My 3-drop creatures are already looking pretty good, and I think I'll probably get something else a little bit closer than what I'm looking for compared to the Dredge Sentinel in the next pack. So I'll go ahead and grab the Sparring Construct and throw them on the sideboard, and if I'm light on playables, which I may end up being, who knows, I'll go ahead and grab and throw him in. This pack, a lot of great cards for blue. Probably would have loved being in Blue-Red Wizards, even though I've only seen a couple Wizards. No real point in grabbing anything for the collection, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this Deep Freeze. Alright, again, I'll have all the 6-drops I'll need, so I'm just going to get a second Armament for the sideboard. Okay, all 3 of these cards are at least in color. I'm going to grab the Stronghold Confessor. At worst, he's a 1/1 menace, so he's a little hard to deal with. I can maybe poke in a little bit of damage. Well, actually, let me go ahead and throw him on the main board. I'll throw the Arcane Flight on the sideboard and Rat Colony on the sideboard. So, had I actually been picking up these rat colonies, I probably could have gotten 2 or 3. And a second Marwyn, which is crazy. Even though she's legendary, she could still add a decent amount of mana if you're playing enough elves. I'm going to go ahead and grab another Sap Herd here, though. 2 creatures in 1 is always good for me. Alright, so we've got a couple options. Spore Swarm or Saproling Migration. Let's see, 2-drops are looking pretty good, and again, the Migration can come down later and be a little bit stronger. The instant speed on this is pretty solid. This can almost be a combat trick, and my 4-drops only have a couple, so I think I will go ahead and grab the Spore Swarm. Alright, so no Saproling or Fungus cards here, so I'm able to actually grab this decent piece of removal in the cast down. Steel Leaf Champion is also a very good card, but I think I just need some solid removal before I worry about anything else. Okay, next pack. I'm not really playing the historic deck, so that's not really a concern of mine. Second Adelies in the draft. I think for here, I think I'm just going to go for a Grow from the Ashes. Maybe power out a couple of my creatures earlier. Alright. Here's a fungus, so we'll grab him. Alright, Wild Onslaught. Not really anything going on in this deck, this pack. I guess I'll just grab a Divest for the sideboard. Alright, so we got another Fungal Infection, so I'm going to throw that in. Goblins would have been fun to try to get into. I absolutely would have gone right into that. So there's a few things I would have gone right into, but obviously didn't. Go ahead and grab the Corrosive Ooze. It's perfectly fine, because if somebody does end up with a couple short swords or the Jousting Lance, this will go ahead and take care of that even before damage. So I'll throw him in the sideboard. I am able to grab another Rat Colony. Don't really need them, as I said before, even for the collection, because that entire thing is going to get wiped, but, you know, maybe I'll be able to play a couple games with a rat deck before the system reset. Yeah, nothing really here for my deck, so I'll just go ahead and grab the Evangel, another Stronghold Confessor, another Evangel, Healing Grace, and Rampaging. Okay, so I did get 2 rats to finish that off. I'm not going to put them in. It's because I don't have any other rats in the deck. Let me go to this view. One thing a Stipulation draft does allow for, usually, is you're going to have a little bit more synergies and a lot more duplicates. So I've got 2 Soothsayers, 2 Omnivores, 2 Death Blooms, 2 Sap Herds, and 2 Fungal Infections. You know, in tandem, a lot of these things can work well together. Especially later on, fungal plots will be able to keep me alive and maybe power me into some of my more impressive threats for this deck. The win conditions are a little light, but I still think I should be able to handle it. I'm going to keep the Gift of Growth in there. Being able to keep that in for the Particle Wander on a big attack should be good. Alright, so I do have 41 cards, I believe. Yes. So I do think I want to make one cut. I don't think I want to get rid of the Confessor just because he is pretty solid. But that might be the way to go, because... Oh. Yeah, I think I'd rather have a 3/3 Menace later on than both of these as an option. So I think for right now, I am going to go ahead and get rid of the Feral Abomination. If it does turn out that I come up against bigger creatures, obviously I can go ahead and throw him back in favor of the Stronghold Confessor, just because that Death Touch might be more necessary to kill something than a 5/5 with Trample. Alright, so, what do we want to make the art? I think I'll make the Sap Herd the art. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play a game. Maybe not a whole lot of games going on at the moment, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so if anybody else would have done that draft a little differently, let me know. Yeah, maybe I should have gone not immediately gone into the fungus format, but figured it was worth a shot. So it seems like not a lot of people are on playing at the moment, which is pretty crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel and then just try to re-enter. There we go. Just took 2 tries to get matched up, but we are here now. Alright, so this hand seems perfectly fine. You can drop the Grow from the Ashes on 3, or just hold on to it and then get a little bit more value out of it later. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Opponent is already mulliganed. I'm probably okay with that because I think I'm going to need the extra help here. So go ahead and start with the hello and drop a Forest to match my opponent. Borsell. Right, drop a swamp. So I'm going to start with the Deathbloom Thallid. So I can go 3, 4, and then 5 right here. So green-blue, I'm expecting a couple of decent sagas off of this guy, this opponent. We'll definitely see what happens. Alright, so 4-4 is pretty scary. I'm going to go ahead and just play my Soothsayer. And I will not be attacking into a 4-4. I will, however, probably double block if they offer that. They may take out the Soothsayer, but I think that'll be pretty good. Okay. So it did fight, so I'll still be able to go ahead and block anyway. It would end up being a 2 for 2, but this also leaves behind a 1-1, so I wouldn't be completely left in the dust. Alright, so this will be good. I can play the Grow from the Ashes, kicked, and leave up 2 mana for Gift of Growth. So if they do try to fight again, I can pump my creature up enough to take theirs out, so I wouldn't be just losing my creatures to every single Ancient Animus they picked up. I'm not going to block here. I'll just let them go ahead and hit me for 4. Haven Sentry, that's a good card. And I'll be able to put something down that can at least get in its way. Alright, so I'm already up to 8 mana, so I could at any point play the Krosan Druid, so I'm definitely not worried about taking a couple hits. So I'm going to play the Windgrace, and again leave up the Gift of Growth unkicked. And against most people's wishes, I am playing with auto-tapping, but I usually try to pay attention to what I'm hitting. I did lose my Skin Witch here, which would have been, I think, pretty good, taking out their last thing. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn. So they'll probably swing in with a flyer. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, I don't really see a reason to block. Again, if I get too low on life, I'll be able to just pick up 10 life out of nowhere. I think my next turn play is just going to be playing the Thallid Omnivore and leaving this up with kicker. Okay, and they played the Krosan Druid with no kicker, which is fine by me. Alright, so the Partick Wander is also really good to draw here, so I am going to go ahead and get in with the flyer. If they do decide they want to block it with their flyer, I'll just go ahead and take theirs out. They may have a combat trick of their own, but I'm going to start chipping in. And end the turn. So now their attacks aren't as good. They might start chipping in with their flyer. Obviously that's going to be good for them. But then us just trading back this damage is going to be fine for me. Gonna go ahead and take 6 here, I think. Cold Water Snapper, perfectly good card. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and get in with the Omnivore and the Acolyte. And then I will play the Krosan Druid with kicker. Back to 19. So it does leave me open to not be able to play the Gift of Growth, even unkicked. But I think erasing their past couple of attacks is a good enough thing to do at this point. Yep, so they're going to kick that, makes sense. What I do have, though, is a easy couple of double blocks here. Yeah, I wouldn't get too much more than that going, if anything. So, yeah, they're stuck now not attacking me, which is great. Alright, so yeah, I think the same attack of the Windgrace and the Omnivore is the way to go. And for some reason they don't block, I have the win on board, so because with a kicked. Okay, well I'm gonna go for it. See, now I just play this with kicker. And hey, we just won our first game of competitive draft. Get ready for game 2. Okay, so they had a lot of smaller threats, nothing too crazy. They did have a decent number of creatures, but that's most decks. I think Pierce the Sky might be worth putting in favor of something. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put in Pierce this guy and take out the Stronghold Confessor for this game. I feel like just Pierce this guy, having that removal for their flyer will allow me to just get in a little bit easier, and I could have easily not seen even more flyers from their deck. So I think one target for this is worth sideboarding it in. So they did mulligan as well, so, you know, oh, they mulliganed again for this game as well. Okay, so 3 mana and Grow from the Ashes is an easy keep for me. Hopefully they keep a good 6, and they kept it on top, so they should be in decent enough shape. Go ahead and just drop a forest. Okay, so I have nothing on 2, so I'm going to drop this Memorial to Folly tapped. I'm going to go ahead and play the Sap Herd. It looks like they have something to do, so I'm not sure what they're going to be doing. Okay. I think first step is just combat. Play my land, and then, just to be mana efficient, I will play the Thallid Omnivore. Alright, so now they got all their colors, so a little bit more dangerous here. They're 4/4, that's going to match up pretty well in most cases. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this Deathbloom Thallid main phase, and then I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Omnivore. And then second main phase, I'll go ahead and play this Llanowar Scout. So now I've got a couple decent double block situations where they can only kill one of my creatures. Okay, the Journey Mage to probably return my Thallid? It's Thallid Omnivore. Okay, that makes sense. It's the only creature that was really giving them much trouble. Alright, so for this turn, not really looking like I have much I can do. I'm just going to take the turn off to go ahead and get my mana in a little bit better order. So then I can also keep up the armament just in case they do something crazy. I'm going to go ahead and just pass the turn. Cloud Reader Sphinx, it's a very good card. Had a good feeling I'd be running into more flyers out of their deck. So, the armament is definitely going to come in handy. You know, my Thallid can then take out whatever creature they decide to, or if they swing in with that next turn. Perfect, yeah, so again, no attacks from them mean I'm able to get ahead, and now I'm again at 8 mana, so even if they get a couple swings in, I can undo them with the Krosan Druid kicked. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop this Thallid Omnivore. And okay, I don't have any creatures in the graveyard yet, so I don't have to worry about doing that. And that'll be the end of my turn. So there's a good chance they're going to feel really comfortable swinging in the Sphinx. And I am going to use the armament to go ahead and block the Sphinx if they do so. Especially with them using up some of their mana in their pre-combat main phase. Ooh, no attacks, so take that as a win. I think just kicking the Sapling Migration and then swinging in with the Omnivore is going to be the way to go again. It's now have the ability to give him +4/+4, and that would put him out of most double blocking situations. The only thing they could do is block with both of these, in which case I'm perfectly fine with, because I would also be gaining 4 life. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and combat. So they'll probably just take 3, because I don't see why they would risk double blocking here. A single block is even better, because then I just keep my Omnivore no matter what. Unless they have a pump spell. Okay, so there we go. They're going ahead and putting 2 creatures on there. I have other ways to take out the Cloud Reader Sphinx, so I'm just going to do that. Okay, so this is where auto-tapping got me a little bit. Yeah, not having the armament now means I can't jump one of my creatures to block this. And that's okay for me, though. Tatiova, that's dangerous, because that's a really good card, and I'd like to draw something. Cast down doesn't work because it's legendary, but that's okay. Alright, so they still didn't attack, so I didn't get punished too hard for my mistake. I think just dropping another Sap Herd and a Deathbloom Thallid again is the way to go. Not sure what opponent may have in their hand for a single green, but my guess is one of the armaments. Alright, so at this point, I think I'm just waiting for one of my bigger threats, one of my flyers, or my flyer, or the Partick Wanderer. I'm probably going to start swinging in with my Deathbloom Thallids, because with the Arbor Armament, I can take out one of their creatures, no matter what. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give my creature reach, and I will gladly make this trade. And I'll just keep getting a pile of saplings myself. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this ability. And I'm going to get back the Omnivore, because I think that's going to be one of my more solid creatures to be able to play. And I'm going to go ahead and replay my Omnivore. And that'll be my turn. Yeah, so they're going to slowly get back some of what I've done, and they're going to get a lot of value out of Tatiova. I don't really know if I have anything I can do to undo that, but okay, so this is pretty good. So they're going to get back their Cloud Reader Sphinx. Or they're not. Okay. So they're just getting back a big dumb creature that I have plenty of blockers for, because this doesn't gain trample. That's fine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get into combat with my Thallid Omnivore. Okay. So this will be something I'm going to have to do, because I really need to start digging for some creatures, so... So yeah, I really feel like the Untamed Kavu here would have been better, because having a 5/5 Vigilance and Trample, much better than just a big 7/7, I think. So, yeah, whatever floats the boat. Yeah, so they certainly, I mean, they're definitely winning the card race, though, so this could be a little bit of trouble for me. Like, at this point, they're going to be able to play and draw and gain a life every single turn, most likely. So I'm going to, end of turn, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the Deathbloom Thallid to draw a card. Alright, so there's the 8th land I need to replay my, or to play the Croson Druid Kicked. Alright, I still think just playing the Thallid Omnivore, or attacking with that, is my best bet. Because the resources are innumerable, and I need to start working through them. So this is going to hurt. Tatiova out, they're going to gain quite a bit of life. Well, just one. Okay, so it didn't hurt too much. They are up to 8 cards in hand. They'll probably play a card, play a land, gain a life, draw a card. And then they have to play something or discard something. I'm fine with either of those options. Yep, so here's a big creature, which again, I have blockers forever. And then a flyer, which is going to be a little bit more problematic. Combat, they might start getting in with a 4/4. Alright, so yep, gonna go ahead and get in with the Omnivore again. And go ahead and play another Soothsayer. Still leaving up the kicked Gift of Growth if need be. Yeah, at this point Tatiova's undone all the damage I've done to them, +1. It's going to be a very long game too. We'll just keep trying it though. Yep, there's a smart attack. Just keep it simple. And that puts them right back up to 7 cards. They're getting low on resources though. They're down to... I don't know how that number is actually ordered. Okay, so it's... They're down to 9 cards. Alright, so here's something. Particle Wanderer. Been waiting on you for days. I will go ahead and combat with the Omnivore again. They'll probably jump with their last Saproling because that's been what they've been doing so far. Yep, perfect. And then I will play Particle Wanderer. Alright, so the 3/2 flyer is still going to be causing me a little bit of damage. I can undo 3 1/3 attacks with it with 1 card, so I'm not too worried about that. But just waiting for them to swing with something big enough for me to, you know, make a couple big blocks, take out some of their bigger creatures, so my 5/5 can get in a little bit more unimpeded. Okay, so I will go ahead, hold on, let me float a black mana to use this ability, sacrificing one of my Saprolings. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and so they use two cards to get rid of that. And I replace it with another card. And I gain 2 life. I'll play this land even though I clicked end of turn, even though it seems like cheating. Just because, whatever. Alright, so now they get a turn where their attacks are really good against me. If I were them, I probably would attack with the 7/7, the 4/4, and the 4/5. But they're probably just going to play this and pass, maybe attacking with just the Sentry. That could be a problem. Ooh. That's also a problem. 3 Ancient Animus. Goodness. Alright, so I have to let that resolve. Oof, they are just taking me down. I'm not sure why they didn't kick that. So they have 6 cards in their library. And they just played that. Okay. Combat, attack. They should not attack with a 7/7 now. Probably just a 3/2. Fungal plots. So, this is what I was talking about earlier. I can start sacrificing Saprolings, getting rid of stuff to create more tokens. This gives me a lot of options. So, I'm still at 18. They have 1 Trampler, which I can Gift of Growth, so I'm going to hold off on playing the Druid for right now. And I don't think I'm going to win this game through actual damage, unfortunately. I'm going to have to win through making them draw the last few cards of their library. Okay, so they're not even going to math this. Alright. Okay, so got a lot of blocks to do here. Sapling on a 7/7, sapling on a 4/4, 2/2 on a 3/2, 2/2 on a 3/2, 1/3 on a 2/2. Oh no, hold on. 2/3 on a 2/2. Uh, 2/3 on the 2/3. Oh, they attack with Tatiova. I'll throw all the Saprolings in front of that. 11 blockers. Quite a few blockers. Ah, so he didn't kick it. Alright, so that's fine. So a lot of my blocks stay basically the same. I think I'm going to go ahead and Alright, so what do I want to kill for sure? Probably that. Oof. Well, let's see where everything lands. I know I lose all of my creatures at this point. Except for the Soothsayer. But I stay alive. Alright, so play this. Kicked. Yep. Let's go ahead and I'll let them deal all the damage. They may have some sort of damage-based thing. Oof. So that was rough. I think I'm gonna have to put in Divest because I really need to not let them have Tatiova. Llanowar Scout, get out of here. So that was rough. That was a rough game. So I go first, so I get to actually figure out if I get a good keep or not. This is risky, but I think I'm going to keep it because I have plenty of swamps. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. So, didn't get to divest yet. Obviously, a little painful. Okay. So I'm getting a little bit punished for my keep of all forests. So here's where the instant speed should be a little bit more beneficial. You know, I am going to risk just losing this entire card, but I'm going to go ahead and put 2 Saplings in front of it. Hey, alright. So I think I'm willing to take a couple hits off of the Sentry. With a Pierce the Sky in hand, I think I almost want to try to keep that for their Cloud Reader Sphinx if they get the blue mana. Ooh, that's fun. So the fungal infection I hadn't seen at all somehow last 2 games. Alright, so here's where they're going to play 2 lands. Combat, swinging for 3 most likely. No blocks. Alright. So hopefully this game I can get in a little bit underneath of them. We'll see what they play next. Hopefully it's a big stupid flyer. Okay, so it's another Grow from the Ashes. So we have 4 mana. Probably going to take this out after this round of combat. Yep. Alright, so play another Soothsayer and secretly keep up armament to block their flyer. If they do something crazy, I can just Pierce the Sky. Oh, now I'm sad. So they shouldn't attack now, because they obviously would think I have a combat trick of some sort, hopefully. That's right. I have 1 target. I will target their target. So I essentially have a +2/+2 here. Because I can shrink theirs down. Alright, so that's fine. I'll just end the turn. If they don't do anything, I may sacrifice a creature to draw a card, because Sapling's here mostly for blocks. And if they attack, I'll block and sacrifice, because, well, why wouldn't I? Because now they don't gain life. Damage? No damage. They have to play a creature. Ooh, you played multiple creatures. That's pretty good. That's also a really good creature. Alright, so I think I'm just going to play the Omnivore and be a little bit more defensive this turn. The number of blockers they have is just too much for me to try to get through. And this will become a very good blocker. So they're probably not going to swing in. Too many lands. So yeah, right now I really need the Sapling Migration because I need to drop a few more creatures to have any shot right now. Yep, 7/7. Do I worry about that? So I think I go for the crazy all-in play. So it was a 3-for-1. I don't feel great about it. But, oh, I definitely don't feel great now. Yep, there's the Sphinx that will eventually kill me. I totally forgot about the Mending of Dominaria. I should have sideboarded in a little bit of artifact destruction, but I didn't. So if I combat, they have to block, but then I take a bunch on the swing back, so I have to stay. This is very unfortunate. So they should just swing in with that, absolutely. Pass the turn. Okay, so I have a decent play here. Depending on what they attack with. Thank God they didn't have that the other way, or in the other way. So if they attack with all, I've got a couple things I can do. I might not die. Okay. Ah, I was still exactly dead. It was close, though. Ooh, so opponent's deck is very good. I'm glad to be done that matchup, because that was so grindy. But after playing 3 games, I was able to fulfill dealing 50 damage. I won one of the games, and I'm in a green deck. I didn't realize that was one of the things. So I'm glad they claim that prize, and we will go for first win again. The Overseer. Opponent always goes first. Alright, so a little bit greedy, but I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I like risking things like this because I'm a bit of a gambler when it comes to Magic like this. So I'll play the Swamp. Hopefully they play an X1 that I can kind of get them with. If they don't, that's okay. Alright, so now we've got a little bit of a problem. Never didn't have it. Oh my. Oh my. This opponent going a little bit all out with their equipment. And so what does this give? Prevent 2 of that damage. Okay. Well, that's an easy no block. Is it combat damage? Any damage. Very good. Alright. Tap land. Perfect. Right on time. Exactly what I needed. Oof. So I guess I will just play the Llanowar Scout and hold up Fungal Infection. Okay, so Jayrod is familiar, very good. So I may be against a little bit of a historic deck here. So they're going to swing in for 3 again. No blockers, damage, okay. Alright, so that's somewhat unfortunate. Because I'd need a 3/3. So I'm going to go ahead and just play the 3/3 and have another turn where I probably take a bit of damage. So I am going to, however, pass the turn so I don't actually run into too much trouble here. Yep. This is a good call because I can't block their creature, so there's no reason for them to not have that equipped during combat to the ground creature. Ooh, they're swinging with both. Okay, so that's totally fine. They're not swinging with both. Never mind. Alright, I'll just take 3 again here. It's no problem. Okay, so I think I swing in with the Omnivore, because then if they block it, they'll prevent 2 of the damage, but then I'll just pump it so it's a 5/5 and it will take 3. Chances are they won't block. If a source would deal damage, so multiple creatures will all get shrunk. Okay, so I need to play something, probably just another Sap Herd, and leave up the Fungal Infection. Probably just start chump blocking though. A second shield. Okay, that's awful. Gonna bring in that Corrosive Ooze for sure. No blockers. Well, one individual blocker. There we go. Of course, cast down. And Caligo Skin Witch. This is perfect. Works every time. So I'd probably switch both equipments onto each creature. The ground creature during combat and then the familiar after combat, because then I believe those triggers would stack. Yep, they figured it out. No blocks. Then switch both over, and then you're good to go. Alright, so probably just swing in with this again. Yeah. Actually, no. I need to take out the druid. Because even if I get rid of it once, it'll come back, but it'll be a 2/3, and that's a little bit more palatable to deal with. Ooh, they didn't switch the stuff up. Interesting. Very interesting. So I'm just going to block here, and nothing else will happen. And I'll throw out this Spore Swarm. Okay, so now I swing in. They don't know how all in I'll go with this. So you'll prevent 2 of it twice. So I need to deal 8 to it. They will be done. And in that move, I also gained 6 life. So you'll prevent 2, you'll prevent 2 damage. Oh, you just return it to the hand? That's a little rough because then they can kick it, but that's okay. I'm pretty happy with my position at this point. I don't have enough to play that, but I do have enough to play fungal plots. Oh, and combat. So I'll go ahead and play fungal plots, leaving up fungal infection. Yeah, once again, I have the blocker I need for this, and this, even if they kick it. Then the Omnivore can get around this stuff pretty easily. Yep, so they go up to 24. I'm sorry for these grindy games, though. Like, I'm at a loss for this. So I could swing in again. Swing in with both. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Alright, so you're going to have 4 damage prevented, so I just need to sacrifice 1 more creature. And we'll make it him. So now, there's 1/2, we'll be taking 3 damage. Ooh, and then I can play this. Go me. Yep. Absolutely resolve that. So this card is good, but it's easy to get around with a couple pumps. I mean, that took a lot of my resources. So it's certainly a good enough card to chew through somebody's resources, but I don't think it's quite what every deck is looking for. So I'm going to play the Death Bloom main phase, so I can sacrifice that if need be, because I'll do the same kind of pump again if I have to. Not those two. Okay, so he is doing that. Or Overseer, they. I see Teferi and I say he. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take these out. And now end of turn, I can exile a creature from a graveyard. Resolves. Okay. So you'll be able to replay that and double equip again. Man. It's gonna be grindy, everyone. Certainly resolves. Yep, double equip. So now all I have to do is draw a cast down and everything's okay. So they have a 2/3, so I'll attack with everything with 3 or more toughness. Just gonna let this one go. Because they may be preventing damage to the druid, but not to themselves. Yeah, I will pass the turn. Yep, that resolves. So then they can play this. It certainly resolves. So, it's kind of a difficult line. These 4/2s are going to be a little bit more problematic than I would have liked. If I can draw another way to kill the familiar, I can just start swinging in with my flyer. And hopefully I can draw something to do that. Alright, so I have 8 mana, so I can easily kick this for no real reason. Okay, so yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and swing in with the Omnivore again. And might as well swing in with the Acolyte as well. Because the Acolyte will get blocked by the Familiar, and the Omnivore will get blocked probably by the Druid. So then I'd have to just pump it. Oh, they didn't. They did not block. Okay, very interesting. So I think I'm going to use the ability. So now it's 5, preventing 2 of it, so it'll take 3. And that'll be my turn. So Fungal Plot's not quite good enough if I don't get an engine going, but it has been pretty decent so far. Okay, so they'll probably attack. Okay, alright. This must be blocked, so I'll just sacrifice whatever I have to block with it to the Soothsayer to draw a card. So then I have to double re-equip. Okay. Sorry for the bits of silence. The concentration here is just mind-numbing at this point. So, yep, put both onto that. And Llanowar Scout. Very good. There we go. So play land. I have 8 mana. I kick this. Let's see, what do I need to do here? I think I just need to activate it twice to be able to get through that. Yeah, because I need it to be 6 power or more. Okay, so could just be let's just go for the gold. Combat. Swinging my 3/3 and my 4/3 flyer. Yep. Okay, so that's their only block. Good. And then damage, we'll take out the Cabal Paladin. They're down to 8. And I am done. Okay, so Adventurous Impulse, I should get them a creature. Ooh, Multani, that's a problem. That's a real problem. 13/13. Okay, so how do we beat Multani? Do we beat Multani? I don't know if we do. If they don't equip, I'm going to be very surprised at them. Oh, they're attacking with a bird. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I think I attack all out. They'll take out the Acolyte with Multani. 2, 3, 4. I think I have game here because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'll probably block another one. I don't have game quite here, but I think I have enough resources to swing twice, and then that should be all I need to do. Because they'll have a block here, probably a block here, and then a block here. Yeah. Let me play another creature, so I have 2 creatures to sacrifice that aren't in the middle of combat. And that way I can actually take out some of their stuff, just in case. So the 3 blockers are already lined up for them that they need to make. I would have loved for Gift of Growth right here, but I'll take what I can get. Okay, so they didn't quite block the way I thought they would. Okay, yeah, they have to block the Acolyte or they lose here. And I don't know if they see that. So 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Damage? None of these have secret lifelink, right? Okay. Alright, so they weren't good at math. At least not on that turn. So, got through that. Holy moly. This is going to be quite a game, I think. So, Corrosive Ooze. Get in. Do I not actually have any artifact removal? I don't think I do. No, I don't. So, I don't think I need another way to take out a creature, so I think I'm just going to do Ooze for the Confessor. So that should be good. But if I can get the Ooze online early enough and take out one, if not both of those artifacts, the equipments, then I'll be in good shape. I certainly have enough resources to grind out a game against this opponent. The other opponent just, with Mending of Dominaria, I had no shot, but I can get through one round of their creatures, but not two. Okay, Overseer may have a lot of options in their sideboard, so we'll see what they do to me. I think it's a minute timer, so they are about out of time. I don't know what happens if time does run out. Maybe it's 2 minutes, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully they come back. There we are. I'd very much like to finish this match, even if I lose. I'd just like to actually play the games. Certainly don't want anybody to disconnect. Okay, this is a bit too risky. One land, so I'm going to have to mulligan that. 2 lands with a Sapling Migration, Llanowar Scout. I can keep this. Then I get a Scry. I'm going to keep a Skin Witch on top. I never get to have that. So, Forest first. Hopefully I draw land, and I can just start powering out things with a Scout. And of course, no. But I get lands right on time anyway. So I'll combat. And then play the Death Bloom. I'll definitely be attacking aggressively with the Death Bloom Thalids. I really feel like having the having the Sapperling for later game is pretty important. So, using these as a pseudo removal spell and then getting the 1/1 for use later is very important to me, I think. Yep, so go ahead and combat with everything, because there's no way they're going to just take 6 and block him. They'll take it all. Okay. Go ahead and drop the Shepherd. Unfortunately, neither of these creatures are going to be able to block well against the 4/3 first strike that's probably going to be swinging in. Or they'll play that and just equip that. Okay, so they can block 3 of this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I can fungal infection their card to kill it. Okay. Combat. All attack. They got a slow start. We didn't get too quick of a start either. We missed a couple land drops, but they missed too many, I think. So no matter what they play here, I'll be able to have enough to get around it. And that's not going to do too much. So let's go ahead and swing to end this game. Okay, so we got through that game and that match. And we finally got on the board. Let's play another. Fatal Roundhouse. It should be a rough opponent to play. Alright, so this seems like an easy keep. I have a 2, or I have 4, a 3, 4, 4, 6. And both colors of mana. Seems perfectly reasonable. Oh, I'm going first. That never happens. So the kicker on him is 3. But I have a lot to do on 3s and 4s later, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop this 1/1 and just start chipping away. Because this will be the first time I'll have an aggressive start like this. So combat, and then play the Deathbloom Thallid. Deep Freeze. That means nothing to me. Because I'll just play my Omnivore and use it for a +2/+2 pump. It may lose its ability, so it might not get the dies trigger, so I probably won't get a Saproling when it dies. But it'll still be good enough to keep swinging in. Alright, so this seems like a fine enough attack here. If they do double block my Confessor, I still get a Saproling. And they'll take, well, 5, because I'm definitely doing this. Well, maybe not. I may want to just play the Soothsayer after combat. But I'll go ahead and get into combat. Yep, so I'll definitely put the Saproling first. Now I have the option of using this to draw a card or to give the Omnivore +2/+2. And I can always get the Confessor back with the Memorial and play it as a 3/3 with Menace, which will be a lot more difficult for my opponent to deal with, I think. Good follow-up, okay. Sapling Migration, don't want to play yet. I think I'll just swing in. I will play my own fungal plots. And I'll get that 1/1 anyway. So I already have 2 creatures in there, so I could start using that. I think the Memorial, though, I'm going to hold on to that for the Confessor at this point. Maybe not. They have a lot of 1/1s. Very aggressive attack. Okay. Alright. No blocks. Damage. Okay, so I think just combat here with these 2 guys. If they get a little crazy, put 3 in front of this. Totally fine with me. Okay. Damage. Do they have anything to try to respond with? And I can infect the thing away. That'd be great. Oh, even better. And still waiting on that 6th land for my Particle Wanderer. So I'm probably not going to get the Confessor quite yet, because playing this a little bit quicker is going to be very important. Ooh, a mill strategy, eh? That's fun. Combat. So we're going with the 2/2. I'll block this time. Alright, so they can just sacrifice this to the fungal plots, so I'm not going to try to get cute with the fungal infection here. My turn. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Omnivore. I am giving up the opportunity to play the Particle Wanderer if they do they go crazy with the creatures, but I think it'll be worth. There we go. It'll be worth getting a few of their saplings off the board. They'll probably just block with one of them and sacrifice them. Ooh. Okay. So I'm actually just going to Fungal Infection the Diligent Excavator here. So now they'll probably just sacrifice these, knowing that they don't get any value. Yep. So now they'll draw a card, gain 2 life. This will become an 0/2 and damage. And that is it. Do I have any? Still just those 2. Alright. I may sacrifice those at the end of their turn, depending on what they do. course, they have their own Bardic Wanderer. We built the same deck, it looks like. So, the question is, I don't think gaining life is as important right now as just being mana efficient, so I'm going to just use this twice on the Saberlings rather than gaining 2 life and drawing 1 card. Okay, so I have a couple options. Grow from the ashes. Ooh, this is kind of difficult actually. Do I just grow for the ashes? I think I'll grow from the ashes for 1, and then still, well, no, because that would leave me 1 short. I'm at 18, so I think I'm going to take the turn off to kick this. And pass the turn. Okay, so if they swing in with the 5/5, definitely not blocking there. Okay, that's going to be painful. Well, all creatures except for Merfolk Kraken. Okay, so yeah, if they play that, they lose all of their Cyberlings, so I'm kind of fine with that. I'm okay with them playing a 4/4. Combat, attack, no attacks. Probably a good call by them. I think now I use this and get back the Confessor. Why did that not work at first? So I think now I play my own Bardic Wanderer. And pass the turn. Okay, so if they swing in with just the Drake, I'll Arbor Armament and take that out. Ooh, a Merfolk. That'll stay around when they play this. Good play, opponent. I wish to be blocking, please. Okay, so I think now I get aggressive again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, with the Croson Druid in hand, I'll go ahead and just kick Sapling Migration. And combat with everything. Well, 2 things. And the 2/2 probably. Nope, that'd be a great block. Bardic Wonder and Sap Herd. Ooh, just a 1/1? I'll gladly take out 2 creatures. I know you're going to play the thing to make them all go away, but... okay. Sure. These are all going to go away. I know that. Totally fine. See, now you only have, well, you'll have nothing to put back into your hand. I'll have these 2 things. And I like my 2 things. Because yeah, it's just a big old 8/8. And end the turn. And now with 2 saplings up, I'll still be able to gain 2 life and draw a card when they play the real Slinvoda. Oh yeah, this is great. Totally fine with this. Get there. Alright, so I can play the Acolyte and the Sap Herd. Forgot it was a cat. I was wondering why it meowed. Pierce the Sky, that's good. Ooh, they have a memorial. Let's see what they get. Of course, everyone has that card. Come on. Merfolk.deck. Okay, so I can kill it at the expense of 2 of my creatures. Actually, I think it might be better just to chump block with the Sap Herd here. Gift of Growth. On tap target creature, I'm in trouble. Okay, that's 12/12. Blockers. Show me what you got. Ooh, okay. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I'm a little bit off. Yeah, I don't have enough to do that, so I'm going to sacrifice 2 saplings to draw a card. Okay. Damage. I'll play another Omnivore. Oh, that was rough. If your plan is to mill me to death, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Tolarian Scholar, oh no. Alright, let's go ahead and kick this. I'll attack with a Confessor, even though I don't actually care. I'll attack with both. Yeah, I can attack with both, no problem. Okay. Totally fine. Wonderful. Great. Perfect. So I think I might... Okay, cool. Alright, so that was an interesting blink of an eye from our opponent there. Mammoth Spider is going to actually probably keep me from doing much. Combat, attack. Ooh, with everything, eh? Alright, so fungal plots. Get rid of Lawnmower Scout. So you can go right there, and you can go right here. So they're down to 4 cards. I'm down to 6. So this... Oh, it's a Gift of Growth. This and Grow from the Ashes are always easily confused in my brain. So I think I'm just going to replay Thallid Omnivore. So they don't know about those two, so I'm just going to pass the turn as though I have nothing. You have 3 cards. What are you going to do with them? Both on the bottom. You'll be seeing them soon enough. I'm at 16, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so I can deal 7. Yeah. Just don't quite have it. Alright, so pass the turn. Alright, so gotta block some big stuff. Four, 8. Nope, wait, yeah, 4, 8, 9. Well, whatever. I'll just lose. I don't feel like fighting anymore. It's really getting rough. Get ready for game 2. Okay, so pierce the sky in favor of the Confessor. I will keep this. And I go first, so I will lead off on a swamp. Oh, they're mulliganing. I have a chance. Alright, lead off with this swamp. Alright, nothing to do on 2 unless I get... I could get aggressive with some saplings, and I think that might be the way to go. Pass the turn, and now this is where they go ahead. Gotta let that resolve. These 1/3s are gonna be a problem. Okay, so I'll just take it. It's 1. Pass the turn. I need to draw some action here. Yep, that's gonna hurt. Attack with everything? Yeah. Don't play anything else? Of course you did. No, grow from the ashes kicked. Play land for turn. Of course I did. All right. Combat. Attack. Designed to take out a flyer anyway, so I'll use it there. This is going to be a problem. Saved by the Bardic Wanderer. Why did I attack with that? I do not know. So nothing really worth getting yet. These 2/3s and 1/3s are really starting to become a problem. That's good. Let's go ahead and kick this now. Make them do some more work. And this way, if they play Slim Voda, I can actually replay it and gain 10 more life. Okay. Damage. I see your Gift of Growth and I raise you Gift of Growth. And I'll play an Omnivore for good measure. Alright, so now I got a little bit more leeway on my attacks. Sure. Really? You lose? Okay, good. Game 3. For all the marbles. Divest should probably have come in. Because I'll wait for them to Adventurous Impulse for Slim Voda. Then just make it go away forever. I mean, if I get it first turn, I'll start with it, but... Ooh, a cast down. I haven't seen that yet. I'd love to be able to kill something of theirs. I haven't been able to do that much yet. So a nice slow start from both of us. That's always fun. I may just kill whatever they play. I can't kill that. That's not a thing I can kill. Okay, yeah, this is fun. So I got nice 4, 5, 6 going. That's gonna get cast down, absolutely. It's gonna go for the 4, 5, 6 curve. milling myself for them a little bit, but that's okay. What do I get rid of? Ooh, good stuff, good stuff. Fungal plots, totally fine with that. Pierce the sky, not so happy about that. Bardic Wanderer. And we'll do our best to keep that alive. Come here, Scorpion. Oh, missed it. Totally fine with this. Alright, so now I'll play the Deathbloom Thallid. And I will combat with everything. I'll get aggressive. If I can get them down to 2, then they have to do a lot to not die next turn. Let's see what happens. If they can take out my Bardic Wanderer, I'm in a bit of trouble. Ooh, Deep Freeze. Doesn't quite get there, but alright. Okay, so yeah, I'll just go ahead and combat. They have to block, and I'll just sacrifice the Bardic Wanderer. Alright, so I'll play a bunch of stuff. Ooh, I think I may actually just... well, no. Just go wide. Play more creatures than they can handle. Because then they have to find answers for 2 more creatures. That'll do it. Like, it's not great for them, but because now they have an 8/8. I'll have trouble getting around. Absolutely. Weight of Memory. Not really in trouble milling. That's okay. There's no way they're attacking, right? What? They are. Okay, no blockers. You know I have the pump spell, so sure. I mean, sure, you may have Wizard's Retort, but I don't really... Alright. Totally fine with this. Alright, so... combat, attack, all attack. you double block, I'll take out Tatiova, absolutely. Oh look, chump blockers. Okay. Alright, next couple turns are going to be very important. So Particle Wonder's got to come down. And I might as well play Fungal Plots as well. They can hit me for 4 in the air. I'll just chump block Slimvoda. Okay. This is bad. I'll go ahead and just go for it. They'll probably just trade their Particle Wanderer for mine. That wouldn't be worth trying to do anything else. Very good. Yeah, because they remembered I have the thing. So I'll take out their Particle Wanderer. I can play Spore Swarm and use the ability gain 2 life, block the spider and the thing. All attack. What? No, all attack. Fine. Alright, so ooh, this is some rough stuff. Perfect. Lands. Just what I needed. Alright. So I have 10 mana. Can activate him. I have to activate him 3 times to kill Slimvoda with no pump. 6, 9, yeah. Kick the Gift of Growth will make me lose. Damage? Please for damage. Holy moly. Alright. Totally fine. Let's play this other one instead. That's totally cool with me. Alright, this is one of the most difficult matches ever. I need to draw Pierce the Sky, Blue Mountain. I'm not attacking. Come on, don't hit. That's sort of like not hitting. We have a lot of stuff at the end of each other's turn. Alright, so an all-out attack would be bad for me and him? I'm not sure. Alright. So I can't block the flyer. Any kind of pump spell. Pump spell and you win. Tolarian Scholar just won him the game. Alright. Okay, so here's everything. Everything's out on the table. have enough creatures to survive one more attack. Pass the turn. I don't think they're going to use up their creatures to sacrifice and draw cards, because that'd be crazy of them. Okay, so blocks have to happen. There. Shoot. I missed one. Oh well. Oops. Double blocked once and didn't mean to. Thank you for that. Not those two. I'll get rid of two that are actually blocking. Come on, pierce the sky. Well, I think looks like it's exact. Alright, well, so this was my attempt at a stipulation draft to kind of end the ability to... Oh, I think I still gained the life here. So, as I was saying, my stipulation draft to celebrate the end of this iteration of the closed beta. By the next time you see a video from me, at least, will be in the open beta. So hopefully everyone enjoyed their time with the magics. Yeah, I think I had a great time, but could have had a little bit better time right there. So yeah, to anybody out there who is looking for more Magic content, we stream at least once a week on Sundays. Sometimes we have extra streams during the week. We play a lot of Magic. We do play another few games every once in a while, but for the most part it's MTG Arena. So hopefully that's something that you like, and if it is, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on Twitch. All the links you'll see on the left side of the screen. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all we're trying to do is entertain you. So keep an eye out for more Magic content, both in Arena, and we're also doing some paper content. You'll see a few videos for Pauper. We play a lot of paper Pauper. But yeah, so visit us at supraliminalfilms.com, and hopefully you guys enjoyed my stipulation draft where I went very poorly. 1-2 across the board. All right, thank you everyone, and have a great day.